All right. What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's not Monday. It is Wednesday. It's myself, Thinker St. James. It's Chase Parton. The last week's fights crew is back for some random hang. Just chilling, talking some MMA. How you doing, Chase?
Hey, we are honestly here, and I'm kind of excited for it. We've been waiting for 309, and we had to give you an encore, I guess. So
A little
here we
bit
are.
extra, right? I mean, there were, we had specifically on the podcast said that we were not going to go into a whole long-winded John Jones, Stipe Miocic rant, but here we are. So, not that we have to do that specifically. However, Chase has been sending me a whole bunch of clips, and I would say that a good 70% of them are John Jones related at this point. So, where would you like to start, Chase? You think that you want to just jump right into Johnny Bones, or you want to go somewhere else? Well, you lead the way on that.
I think we can start with the gloves.
Start with the glove. I like that's a good place to start. In fact, that's actually a really good place to start because that will lead into the John Jones stuff to an extent, I would say.
Yeah.
So, really, this is more of a free for all kind of environment here. So, if you are going to be hanging with us in the chat, talk your shit. Of course, already we have the GOAT, Toby, aka Deadly Pube. So, we're going to go into the long John Jones, Tom Aspinall rant instead. I mean, there might be a little bit of talk about that, I would suspect. I would suspect that Tom Aspinall comes up at some point today. But let's start off with the gloves, though, because this is something that happened maybe, 2 days ago this came out, and it was very, very perplexing to me, I would say. I was like, where is this coming from? Why is this happening? No one seems to have any answers. And I think the only source that I have personally seen, at least, talking about it, or at least that is being cited as the inciting source of the information, is Ariel Helwani right now. Generally credible, but it's still, I take it with a slight grain of salt because he's the only source. But now today, it seems like maybe even the fighters are talking about it. So what do you know about this, Chase, while I look for your tweet here?
Yeah, I think the first thing that I will note is that, yes, Ariel said it. And it is also to be said that some of the fighters have been told, or maybe it's insinuated, that for 310, they will also be using the older gloves. Now, not every fighter was told that, just some. They didn't say who, but this was also, just part of the information that they found. And supposedly, John Jones's camp came forward and said they were not the ones that requested it. But funny
Thought that
enough,
was funny. Yeah.
I thought that was funny because if you look in the clips I sent you, there's one where John is definitely talking about how he's stressed about using the new gloves.
Yes,
So,
that is the first clip that we are going to go to
and
right
yep, there
now.
we go. Deadly pube.
Yeah, so in John Jones' latest interview, he said he was stressed going into fight week wearing those gloves, and why should vets put on a new glove? Okay, well, let that leads us right into it, right? So let's put John Jones' word to task here. Let's see what Bones has to say. Good Lord. Anytime I listen to him talk, my skin just already starts to crawl thinking about how angry I'm probably going to get in a second. But let's hear him out.
Last one for me. The gloves. It looks like we're switching back to the old UFC gloves after these new ones came in June. Do you have any thoughts on that? Are you excited about using the old gloves? And what is your opinion on that?
I'm really excited about the old gloves. I got sent a pair of the new gloves several weeks ago. I tried them on and I thought they were tight. I used to fit in XL, and in the new glove I had to put on the 3XL. The shape, curving your hands like that, they were very uncomfortable for me, and I was actually really stressed thinking about how am I going to go into fight week wearing these gloves that I don't even want to train in. So when I got a phone call recently, Hunter said, everyone on this card are veterans. Why put a bunch of vets in a new glove? Let's give you guys all what you're used to. It was a major relief to my coach, Brandon, who wraps my hands. It was a major relief to me as well.
Okay. So I really had to hold back from pausing just to, you could see the ferociousness coming out of me already, just wanting to attack these statements. So two things jump out to me. First, I know that a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, John Jones wants old gloves because he can poke better. That's certainly funny and memeable. However, we have now at this point come to understand, I would think, that the new gloves do not really stop the eye pokes all that much better. It's really more giving the fighter better control over their hands to do what they want to do with it. And these motherfuckers are still poking. So,
I I I want to actually say
um,
that when as soon as he went, my hand, that curvature, I'm like, dude, you're literally asking for them to talk about how you just want your hand to be able to be straight as shit so you can poke people. So
bang, for
I
sure. Yeah.
yeah, I thought that one was funny. I also noticed that there's pictures. There's both. I just noticed the second set. So they did media pictures in the gold gloves,
Mhm.
presumably the new ones.
Yeah.
And then I just saw media pictures of them in black gloves. So I'm actually unsure. Is the gold just a color thing, or is that specifically to the new gloves? Like, are they actually going to be the gold old gloves? Like,
I would suspect that it's that all of the colors are to the new gloves. That at least would, there's so little information about all this. You're right. I mean, a million questions over here, but that actually kind of gets into the second point just a little bit here too, in that he's saying that Hunter Campbell said, "Why should vets have to wear the new gloves?" Vets have already been wearing the new gloves. What the
It's
fuck?
not it's not even just the fact that it's like the vets, quote unquote. It's that, like, the day before the new gloves were introduced, nobody, everybody had been using the new gloves. What's the difference? Like, why is it just now? It's like, we should hold off.
Of
Like,
course, yeah. I mean, what I don't understand, like, and so is it just obviously? I don't think that it's just going to be for veteran fighters, but is it just for the fighters on this card? Is this a change that they're going to be Can they just back and forth it whenever the fuck they want? I see. Now, this is also an interesting element of this to me as a person who, of course, follows the regulatory affairs of the MMA world. Is that I would have thought that there would have had to have been some consultation with the New York State Athletic Commission about this. Now, I don't know if maybe that's just something that they were approved in the past, they're approved now, the old gloves, so it's just okay. But like, I guess the UFC is the one that makes the decisions as to the kit. I thought that that's an interesting element of it that I would need to do some more research on, but I don't know if there's that much information out about it in general. That's an
yeah,
Andy Foster question.
that's actually the great point, is because at first everybody was like, surely it's a commissions thing. And then now it's today. No, just Hunter. He just decided that we're gonna do the old gloves. Like,
Yeah,
whatever.
wild. I mean, this is an interesting element of this. But one of the first reasons that I got interested in the rules and regulation side of it was because, like a lot of people, very far back when I was first getting into the sport, I thought the UFC just controls everything. The same way that you'll see people, the UFC paid off the referees or whatever. It's like, well, the UFC and the referees are two separate entities.
Mhm.
The UFC and the judges are two separate entities. So it's like, when I started finding out about that, I'm like, what does the commission handle? What does the UFC handle? And now, right here today, here in 2024, all these years later, I've been following the sport, and we're still having new things that are kind of up in the air as to who the controlling powers that be are for whatever it is we're talking about.
Yeah. And,
So, yeah.
still no word on some of the pullouts that we've had. And that's actually another random point to just make about the odds apparently are locked for Denise and Tibera. Presumably something's going on. That's normally what that would mean. Don't know if it's an injury. Don't know if, some hinky stuff's coming on. Maybe Derek Lewis is about to come back and make a short notice appearance. I don't know.
So is that
Um,
across the board? I know what you're talking about. So basically, certain sports books are not allowing bets to be placed on that fight. Is that across the board? Are you just seeing that from England, or is that like actually? Well, I mean, maybe I can answer that question. Let me pull up my book real quick.
you know what? That's a good idea. Even though I don't have the app, I definitely can get on the website. So let's go
Sure.
look. And let me
So,
try
yeah.
not to have what am I thinking of? Let me not try to go into remission or something, whatever.
What now?
My gambling addiction's gonna flare
Oh
up.
gosh, yes. Yeah, well,
All right.
Chase got a little deep, but
I think
it happens. It
was
happens.
Ilya. I think it was Ilya that did it to me. Just like
Never
everybody
bet what
else,
you
though.
can't afford to lose. That is the rule,
That's
of
a good
course.
point, though. I'm glad that I'm not like crazy rich, because I would be so broke by now. Just checked Tibera fight has been locked for 9 hours and 42
9
minutes.
Hours
We're gonna
plus.
verify it. We're gonna
Jeez. Yeah,
verify it. We're
let me
gonna
see what it
verify.
is. Yeah, I'm almost there. Let me get to it here. My book, the one that I'm still on, that I have not switched away from, even though I've been saying that I need to, is like real convoluted as to how that
So
operates.
I can confirm mine is not locked, but they don't have the point spreads or anything. But that is for other fights on there
Yeah,
as
same
well.
here. Same here. I'm. Let me see if I'm gonna just for the sake of it. Oh well, actually, was Marcin Tybura always the favorite in this fight?
No, it flipped. That's actually why it's a little weirder, is because Jonathan Deniz opened as the favorite, and just a couple days
Oh,
ago, Tybura flipped to the favorite, and then now it was locked up. So
oh, okay. Sorry if I missed that earlier, but yeah, no,
yeah,
yeah, because yeah, that I really now I very much wonder what's going on there because I mean, we were talking about how Janice now is like, he's now in a better position as far as this fight goes. He would be jumping higher up in the rankings, so I would assume that he would be taking this fight pretty fucking seriously. He would be, because he was going to be 11th ranked if he fought and won against Derek Lewis. Now he'd be top 10, so it's like that's a jump, bro. I mean, like,
right.
because he's unranked now, obviously unranked. He's only like 2 fights in, right?
And this is kind of like a layup for the division, because Tybura sucks on the feet. So it's, if you can get it before he grabs you, I mean, and we talked about in the Discord, is like, does Jonathan Deniz have better, wrestling or grappling defense than Tybura? Jeez, what am I trying to say? Tai Tuivasa. And it's like, can you really? You can't get lower than 0. Like that's the lowest it gets in the stat category. So it really is up for grabs. Deniz might just go out and smoke him, but he's the underdog now, and he's got like a 95% finish rate. So actually, I think it might be 100%. I'm feeling like I saw him go to decision randanly, though. Did I? Or he knocked him
Well,
out
I
in the
mean, how
second
could it
round, maybe.
be? And what's his record to begin with? Let me see.
9-0.
9-0.
Let me double check.
Because yeah, I was gonna say, if I mean, like, depending on how many fights he has, would be odd if he
8-0.
had like 8. No, okay, well, hey, fair then. I mean, I guess that does make sense that he could have like a number like 95. If he had like one that didn't or whatever. But yeah, can confirm. Action taken by my book. I put a little small money bet on Denise, and it went. So I guess maybe there's that's something England specific. Yeah. Toby, you might want to. Yeah,
he went to a decision with Carl Williams, his
there
last fight, and apparently Carl Williams just held him down the entire time. But
right,
he still won.
I think we talked about that fight. Yeah.
And also, it's funny to note, we probably do this every time we see that Jonathan Deniz TKO'd somebody into, like, they retired in the fight. Like, that was how he won, is TKO retirement. Like, that's actually crazy.
I think that like, are you on Tapology? Is that?
Or no, like this is ESPN.
That might just be the term that they use for like quitting on the stool. But if
he never came back.
If he literally go look at that guy's record, if he literally never fought again, then it's an actual full-on retirement, which is pretty fucking.
That's funny that you're right. I can do this. Hold on.
That is all kinds of crazy.
He was 0-3. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, he really did. He retired a motherfucker.
Yeah, 0-3. I mean, he got listen. He got an armbar in the first round, loss. He got a Kimura in the first round, loss. And then he got a TKO retirement loss in the first round. This dude did not have a good career. Also not a good opponent. But it actually speaks to Jonathan Deniz. That the dude that he fought before he got on the Contender Series had never won a fight. And so he's actually doing pretty decent. But that is just the heavyweights for you, I guess.
Yeah, I mean... Does it? Well, you're saying that the guy that he fought on the Contender Series never won. Wait, what?
Oh no, the guy before he fought on the Contender Series was a guy who was 0-2 at the time, who lost every fight in the first round. He smoked him in the first round. Then he gets on the Contender Series, gets a first round knockout. Then his first fight in the UFC goes to the second round. He does get a knockout on Austin Lane, but Austin Lane. Yeah, and then Carl Williams takes him to decision. So.
Okay, so now and now I'm following. So I mean, because what I was going to say is like, do you think that the line change is based on some kind of reassessment? But why would it be? I mean, there's got to be something going on camp wise, right? I mean, I can't,
honestly,
what I mean, like closer to the
now
fight
that
deal.
I break it down just like that, I
Mhm.
think it is a reassessment because, like I just said, the dude that he fought to get on the Contender Series had never won a professional fight.
Yeah, but if
Okay,
he's knocking
he
out guys thereafter,
but hear me out. Hear me out. So he
oh,
goes on the
sorry, go
Contender
ahead.
Series. He knocks out some random heavyweight. Okay, good deal. First round. Now his first fight in the UFC goes to the second round. Okay, it's not a slip. It's not a falter, but it's a kind of a slip up.
I see what
Second
you mean.
round
Yeah.
comes. He gets the knockout. Okay, cool. Next fight, his second fight in the UFC goes to decision against Carl Williams. Right? Maybe we're like, ooh, if Carl Williams was able to, get him to the bell, Tybura is certainly going to be able to like get a submission attempt or do the exact same thing and like get the control time to rack up. So maybe a reassessment is warranted.
Well, yeah, it's always interesting in general, right? I mean, the lines start off in one position, they generally tighten up. It's a little bit rarer that they actually full on flip, but it does happen.
I
Um,
think it makes perfect sense though. Fight comes, we're like Tybura, Jonathan Denise. Oh my god, 8-0, 90% finish rate. He's gonna knock him out. It's Tybura, he sucks. But then you start breaking it down. Well, Tybura, if he
yeah,
wrestles, if he doesn't get knocked out, so
yeah, could be. I mean,
I think
look,
you're just seeing the lines tightening up, like you said.
and in general, regardless of the records, like if you put all of the actual nuts and bolts of what got him to this point, he is still just essentially starting out in a lot of ways. I mean, like even with the 8, I mean, 8 is decent number of fights, but if you've only had the 2 in the actual organization and the Contender Series fight, like, and like you're saying, Contender Series, or just before the Contender Series was a can. I mean, like that kind of goes to show what he had been dealing with a little bit. I mean, I don't know if there was anybody that was like super better than that. I mean, I guess he was walking through a couple of people back then. There had to be something that warranted this level of jump, because I mean, it's either that or, like you said, just that heavyweight really, really fucking sucks, and they just
Well,
want
I
to try
mean,
to
I can
hot
tell
shot some
you
people.
what warranted the jump is that he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 5 at the time. 5 first round knockouts at the time. That's Contender Series warranted.
Mm-hmm.
Then he gets a not first round knockout on the Contender Series. It's like that hype train is set. Like, oh, he's a first round finisher. Then he gets to the UFC and he still has this image of a finisher, but the reality is maybe he's not a first round finisher anymore because they're figuring out how to get him into the later rounds,
Sure.
tire him out, whatever.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, he's only been fighting pro since 2022. Tibura's been here for a
For a long
really
time.
long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
the experience is really going to rack up if a dude like Carl Williams can find some success. Get unanimous decision, whatever you want to say. He got him to the bell, like, and that's
Yeah.
not even like that good of competition. Like, who's
That's what I was
Carl
just going to
Williams?
say
Like,
too. I was like, Carl Williams is not even that great. So, well, whatever
yeah,
the case may be there. Well, yeah, I mean, really, I guess we're just going to have to see what more information comes out before, but, we'll keep an eye on it, of course. Action's still open on that fight, but Rick Allen coming in hot saying that John got Dana to change the glove decision so he can eye poke freely. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. It was, I mean, based on what John Jones is saying now, of course, I would consider John Jones an unreliable narrator, but I mean, I would think that that's at least confirmable by Hunter Campbell if he so chooses to make some kind of statement, which he rarely does. He's, as I've said in videos in the past, kind of a shadowy figure unless some real shit is going down. Go back
yeah,
and watch the UFC USADA breakup video. You knew some real shit was going down when Hunter Campbell had to do a press conference, because he don't like that shit and he will be in the background as much as possible. So John is saying Hunter Campbell made that decision, but it just seems so strange that he would have, like Hunter of all people saying randomly, oh, because it's vets there that we're going to change the gloves. None of this makes any kind of like logical sense when you break down the facts that we know right now.
yeah. Well, and so if you go to this other video,
Yes.
John relieved to use the old gloves, I think is another good one for context, just since we're
Yes.
going to keep talking about the
Got you.
gloves.
Sure. I
John,
mean, yeah, bouncing around a little bit here, but
yeah,
let
yeah.
me bring this up.
Because I don't think I specifically listened to this one either. Most of these clips, I read the tagline and I waited to hear them.
Sure. Let me cue this up real quick.
Yeah. We'll listen what he's got to say real quick.
Yeah, let's see what John Jones has
Last
to
one
say.
from me. The gloves. It looks like we're switching back to the old UFC gloves after these new ones came in June. Do you have any thoughts on that? Are you excited about using the old gloves?
Same
And what
clip,
is your
no?
opinion on that?
I'm really excited about the old gloves. I got sent a pair of the
I think that's the same clip that we already played.
Okay, you might be right. It's really excited and relieved. Okay, maybe it is. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I mean, we
New
played
gloves.
through. Hold on, let me see if there's any other afterwards. But I think I think it was the same length too.
Yeah,
so
same
probably
time
just-
length. Yeah,
for
52
me.
seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I mean, well, look, Rick Allen's hanging out. We got a couple other people who maybe just joining. We'll play it through again. Why not?
Last one from me. The gloves. It looks like we're switching back to the old UFC gloves after these new ones came in June. Do you have any thoughts on that? Are you excited about using the old gloves? And what is your opinion on that?
I'm really excited about the old gloves. I got sent a pair of the new gloves several weeks ago. I tried them on and I thought they were tight. I used to fit an XL, and then the new glove I had to put on a 3XL. The shape, curving your hands like that, they were very uncomfortable for me, and I was actually really stressed thinking about how am I going to go into fight week wearing these gloves that I don't even want to train in. So when I got a phone call recently, Hunter said, everyone on this card are veterans. Why put a bunch of vets in a new glove? Let's give you guys all what you're used to. It was a major relief to my coach, Brandon, who wraps my hands. It was a major relief to me as well.
So there you go. First of all, you're not all veterans on the card. We literally were just talking about Jonathan Deniz, who is just starting out. There are fucking Carini Silva and whoever the fuck else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like they get fucked over. It's like, okay, hey, you use the new gloves, right? Okay, cool. Now you're gonna use the old ones, and then we're gonna put you back in those new ones. Like,
well, yeah, well, that part is definitely fucking them over. But I mean, I guess that also, like, in at least as far as this card goes, really comes down to the perception of the individual fighter, right? Do you like the new ones better? Do you like the old ones? Are you in that camp that thinks that the new ones don't allow for more knockouts, even though we literally just saw UFC Vegas 100 where it was a bunch of fucking knockouts? Where's your head at?
Yeah, and it's just one. I think it's an excuse that sucks because you could just apply it to everything. It's like, oh well, the new fighters that use the old gloves, when they get to fight next, it's like, why? What's to say somebody can't have the excuse? Well, I just use the old gloves. Can I use them again? Like, and they're not going to get that benefit of the doubt, of course. But like, I think it's just funny and a really bad excuse. It's just like, oh, I mean, yeah, sure, fuck it, why not? Like,
yeah, no, well, I mean, right, you can apply it to anything. I'm going to say if Charles Oliveira loses his fight, it's because of those terrible custom shorts. So there you go.
You can do whatever you want, man. I mean,
apparently, I mean, if we're just making shit up, I mean, again, really what I want to stress about this is just, I want to know what the real deal is. Like, why is this happening? Because this whole, it's about the vet status thing is absolute bullshit. I want okay. Hunter Campbell is a guy that I actually have a decent amount of respect for, because you have Dana, who's like the evil wing of it, like the evil genius, so to speak. He's the face of it. He's like the Lex Luthor of MMA. But I think that Hunter Campbell is really like the brains of the operation. He's the behind the scenes guy. He's I think very intelligent. Former lawyer, former counsel for the UFC. So, I mean, I think Hunter is really like a sharp dude who is kind of pulling a lot of the strings. So it's interesting that John is saying that it came from him specifically. And it seems, in my estimation, at least what I know about him based on the research that I've done on different topics, not this one, but other ones, that this is not kind of thing that he would do just randomly. That seems out of character, I would say. So
I think what it seems like to me, and because John Jones is who he is, the relationship that it feels like the relationship that he has with Dana and Hunter, in my opinion, what feels like is like he corners them into a wall and it's like, I don't want to use those gloves. You're like, surely not going to make me use those new gloves, right? Like, no way you're going to make me use and then they finally give into it, or they cave very easily. That's just how I feel.
I don't want to use those new gloves, and you're going to make it so I don't have to.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And whether that's how it goes, that's just what I feel it is. Because he just gets whatever the fuck he wants. Magically, John Jones doesn't like the gloves. He got them a couple weeks ago. and then now we're not going to use them, guys. Why would we?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. And then you get this nice framing of him saying, "Yeah, got a call from Hunter."
Yeah.
It's like, this is also the same guy, Mr. John Jones, who had an entire event moved from Nevada to California on a week's notice. Talked
Yeah.
about that in the USADA video as well. So what Johnny Bones wants, Johnny Bones gets, I suppose.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out after the fact, maybe, or maybe not. Who even knows?
Well, and so I was going to counter a point. It's like, surely that means we're going to see some retirements, right? Like, don't give the veterans the old gloves and then give them the new gloves next fight. It's like, this has got to be their last one. Give them the last hoorah in their old gloves type of deal. Jim Miller specifically could be one of them. But
you make a point. I perhaps that there's certainly a sound logic to it. It's like, you're not going to start jerking these guys around, but then you're still jerking around the younger guys. But of course, the UFC just does that anyway. So what's the difference, right?
So I mean, it could be a seniority thing. Like, okay, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt because they are going to go out on their their high horse or whatever. But I would maybe believe that if John Jones wouldn't have started saying some crazier shit. Let me see if I can find the exact clip of where. Okay, this one's it right here. I'm gonna send you this because I don't think you guys understand just how funny this is. It's a minute long. Well,
yeah, got you. Okay.
Yep.
Let me get.
Yeah. Okay, this is great.
All right.
This
Let's
is
see
great.
What you got here. All right. Let's get it queued up.
Yeah, I can see myself. I can see myself after this entertaining super fights only. After this fight, if we get a dominant performance, I'm prepared to vacate the heavyweight championship and fight for fun. I want to fight for fun. I've had a big chip on my shoulder my whole career of having to defend, and I don't necessarily want it to be over, but I just want to fight for fun. I think about one of my teammates, Donald Cowboy Cerrone. He just fights. Win, lose, or draw, he just fights. And I would love to kind of experience that for the first time in my career, of just being like, not having this belt to try to protect, but just fighting guys that I stylistically want to fight against. Just random fights, Jamal Hill, me and him meet up at 220 and see what happens. That'd be interesting to see. Let's just see what happens, or I'm at an interesting weight where I can fight light heavyweights or heavyweights. Derek Lewis, the biggest knockout puncher in history. I'm just throwing out random names, but I'm at a
no shit
where I could do just fun fights, and that's what I want to do. I want to do fun fights for me, not necessarily for the fans, but for me. And, let's see if Dana allows me to do that or not.
Hey, okay.
He's trolling.
He's
trolling.
This is vacating
the belt vacating the belt to start off is like, one, he started off up here. Like, to just imagine if I get a dominant win, I'll just give up the belt. Like, what do I even care? I've only cared about my legacy up until the day that I win this belt. Like, apparently. So,
well, but I mean, I think that tracks though, because he's always been talking about retiring before that. So if he's now talking about like, oh, I'll stay on, but I'm just going to fight you fucking randos, like what, they're not necessarily randos, but you know what I mean.
Bro, no,
it's like,
I think
he was already going to vacate my point, I guess.
Okay, yeah, okay. I get your point, and I think to start off with that is funny. To then go to, I want to fight fights that intrigue me, and then Jamal Hill is the name on your mind,
and Derek fucking Lewis. That is bonkers.
The Derek Lewis one is funny because, like, yes, Derek Lewis is a meme, but legacy wise, he is the all-time knockout artist. Like, you can sell something, like you can make a point, oh, John Jones beat the guy who knocked out the most, whatever. But Jamal Hill, Jamal Hill, the dude who beat Glover 40 years after you did. Like, truth. That's wild, man.
And Toby making an excellent point here. Imagine vacating the disputed belt. I mean, this is I mean, I want to maybe like 5 years, 10 years from now, just revisit this time in the sport, depending on where Tom Aspinall ends up in that time, because I I mean, like, I'm struggling to think of another instance of the blatant disrespect for a champion that he has been encountering here. Don't get it twisted. It's a silver belt, but he is still a champion in that regard. I mean, like, he's an interim champion, yes, but I don't think that there's been an interim champion that has been treated this way ever.
I could not like get over just the disputed part of the belt. Like it is
Yeah.
definitely for fact up for grabs here, brother. Like
I mean, and I'm just going to throw that away so that I
Yeah.
can fight Derek Lewis.
yeah,
I
no,
mean,
that's actually no, and it's really even funnier when you break down just like what John Jones is and like what he would like the type of person he is. It doesn't start at like, oh, I want to, or sorry, it doesn't stop at, I think I would want to fight Derek Lewis. No, it would start at, I think I want to fight Derek Lewis. And then it would, continue to be like, what has Tom Aspinall done? He's got to get 7 defenses before I want to challenge for that belt. I'm going to keep fighting Sergey Spivak because it's a fun fight for me. I'm having a good time, Donald Cerrone style, I don't need Red Panty Night no more.
Yeah, there was that meme that was going around. Oh man, it's you might be able to find it better than me actually if you can. It's the one of, I think it might have been like Davi or one of those kind of accounts that was that did the Alex Pereira is going to fight Chuck Liddell. You know what I'm talking about?
Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Yeah. So I mean, to sum it up, before let Chase do his thing or whatever, it was basically like that Alex Pereira is worried about his legacy now, so he's gonna go and fight the dude who's done it all, which is Chuck Liddell, which I thought was a very accurate and also it's funny because it's true kind of thing, an accurate way to describe the situation like in meme form.
But
it's not like super important if you can't. But
yeah, no, but that is really funny though.
You know what I mean? It's just that like that's exactly. I mean, like exactly what you're talking about here. Piggybacking off of that, because it's just like, yeah, how many times you're going to make Tom Aspinall defend the interim title multiple times? That is just I can't. I mean, like maybe somebody who is more of a student of the old school than even I am can like key me in if there's ever been a time where the or when the interim title has been multiple times defended.
Yeah,
like based on and based on no kind of extenuating circumstances. That's the other big thing, because it's like, yeah, there might have been a dude who had the interim belt, but like the champ was like going to fight and then it got injured. All kinds of like there might be weird situations. There is nothing weird about this. This is literally just Tom is going to have to sit on the sidelines because John Jones is an asshole. That's all that this is.
I think another thing that's really funny about this situation is, I don't know if you caught this because it was kind of, I mean, who would really catch this? Ankalaev is trying to make, it's probably Ali on his Twitter account, of course, but Ankalaev is trying to make a case that like, John Jones is scared, but I'm ready to fight him. And it's like, Ankalaev, brother, you barely are getting a shot with Alex at this point. Like, you fucking suck. Like, you stay the fuck out of this because you're not getting shit out of this one. Nobody is thinking about Ankalaev and John Jones. I tell you that, brother. Like,
yeah, it was interesting. Like after that card where Ankalaev fought Rakic just recently, I was watching the MMA on Point autopsy that they do. They do like a event recap, which is always pretty entertaining and informative. And Tommy Toehold is the dude that usually presents those, and he's a guy who I respect a lot because he is a stat digger. Like this dude like goes deep. He's like one of these guys that's busting out spreadsheets of information and stuff like that, fucking cross-referencing, blah, 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 all this guy. I'm like, wow, you go so fucking deep. You're a real, like, that's a scholar of the sport. But like, his assessment of Ankalaev was interesting to me because he was like, yeah, I think that this really shows that he has the heart to hang with Alex. I'm like, are you like, maybe I'm blind here, because I mean, like we talked about it on the show. I talked about it on Yama. I fucking like eviscerated Ankalaev with the verbally, of course, on the Yama episode because of how like I thought how mid he looked. So it's like, yeah, for Ankalaev to be feeling himself, maybe he watched the MMA on Point video. That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is just absolutely funny, and I just want to combat Deadly Pube's point. The only respectable Dagestani is Saeed Nurmagomedov. He just never fights. That's really all it is.
I'm getting robbed of a performance by him out in
Yeah.
Tampa coming up. Unfortunately, that kind of sucks. One of the many fights that have been rearranged, canceled, altered, blah blah blah.
Let's see. What's another? Oh, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah,
Oh,
we got. I
did
mean,
you
we got
see?
plenty more John Jones
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But did you? What you want to go somewhere else?
Let's
What you
see.
got?
Well, you can do the one of John Jones saying he doesn't want to do business with Tom because Tom's an asshole. That one, I guess, fits in with this
Yes,
right
let
now.
me see here. Yes, gotcha. Give me 1 second. Let's see what this is all about. I'm glad that we're doing this too because I have not seen most of these. I, of course,
Yeah,
actively
it's a good little
avoid.
break. It's good to get them out.
Yeah, catching up on stuff that I am not privy to here. Yes, doesn't want to do business with asshole Tom Aspinall. I mean, even just before we start, like Tom, that's just a very very crazy take, like off rip, considering that Tom Aspinall is like one of the most respectful human beings I have ever seen inside of the cage. But okay, all right, let's hear it.
You know, you know
Yeah,
what
sure.
line? Or I love when people say that's rich because this one right here from John Jones calling Tom Aspinall an asshole.
Oh my
That
God,
is
yeah.
very very rich, brother.
Didn't even go to that thought process, but you're right. Yeah, fucking pot meat kettle over here.
Bro,
All
not
right.
even. It's like pot meet the mirror, like
Yeah,
brother,
yeah,
like
right. I
what?
mean, yeah, you know, the cauldron, I guess is a better way to put it. But anyway, all right, let's hear what John Jones has to say about the asshole Tom Aspinall.
They see it as like this great challenge. They want to see greatness challenge. Like, does that entice you at all still?
There's a part of it that does, but if I'm being completely honest, I feel like Tom's been such an asshole that I don't want to do business with him. You know, it's just like his fans have been so annoying, but he's just an asshole. With, you know, he's 30, so he's from this influencer generation where you hop online and the t-shirt sales and all that. I'm past that type of stuff. I'm like, bro, if you had a little bit more respect, then maybe we could have worked something out, you know, but I just don't even want to do business with him. You know, at the end of the day, this is a business, and fighting me gives him an opportunity to change his life forever. And I don't even want to give him the opportunity. Like he just played his cards wrong with me personally. The press conference, going through the whole shebang with him, I'd rather not do.
Quack quack.
Yeah,
What
that
the
one's
fuck?
pretty
This guy has
funny.
8 million fucking excuses.
Yeah, it's just really really funny. He's like, you know, he just played his cards wrong, and it's like, bro just won the interim belt. Like that's real. Like that's all
One
he
and
did.
fucking defended and respectfully called him out at like
Yeah.
anybody would. I mean, like this is the
Hello,
thing.
John.
Like uh, the thing with John Jones in general is that, and this goes back to a lot of what I said in the John Jones legacy video that I made. You know, I went in depth. You know, I kind of took a little departure in that video. Just like I wanted to like just do fight clips on screen and just like be able to like talk at length about it a little bit to get my overall thoughts on like John's mental state and that kind of stuff, or like the way that he approaches like all of what we're looking at here. And it really is just this serpentine navigation of everything. Like, and he's been that way for a lot of his career. And I mean, you can like, you can kind of do the comparison to like, I've heard people comparing it to like the boxing world where like Floyd Mayweather will be very selective about his opponents and Canelo will, you know, be like, oh, I'd fight him, but we can't get the fight in Mexico. So it's like, I'm not fighting. I want to fight in front of my people, you know, and it's like, yeah, okay. Like, you know, so there is a slight crossover there perhaps, but the difference I think in this case is the fact that it is all it's there is the belt is involved here, and we're not talking about boxing with all these 8 million different belts and like these, you know, just the atmosphere is different. Like, I mean, Tom Aspinall has worked his way up through it and has done everything right in this case. This isn't some hotshot guy that, you know, like, because in like the boxing world, whatever, like you could have like Floyd Mayweather being like, I'm not going to fight that guy because he's, you know, he doesn't have enough fights or whatever. It's like there is literally no like valid reason for the way that John is conducting himself here, but he's getting away with it because it's John, and
I
that's
think
just the dynamic.
Yeah, I want to make a point that in this
Yeah.
sport, because it is international, it is kind of funny that when you see, you know, these fighters, they go to these different countries and they fight, and then you got to people who are like next in line, they go watch them fight, and like then they go fight in a different part of the world. It's like they're kind of having this, like they're really all over the world chasing each other for fights. So when you don't see, or when somebody's like not willing to fight and you see Tom Aspinall, he's going to be at 309 in the crowd. It's like he really is chasing this dude around the world to try to get this fight. Not just Tom, that happens with everybody who's trying to be the next up guy and witness it firsthand so they can be the camera in the crowd type of thing. But it really is just like, I don't know. Are we ever going to get the Tom Aspinall fight, man? That is crazy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, yeah, time shall tell, right? Yeah, I think that again, it's navigational elements from John, and Tom just falls by the wayside. It's sad to say. Before it gets too far out of my purview here, I do want to throw this up because Rick Allen has made this point in the past. First of all, I think that there's a little bit of merit to the first part because with Tom aside, it's unfortunate that they're doing what they're doing with Tom because if Tom was not in the equation, I do think that the Poatan fight would be the fight to make. Like that would make a lot more sense. But it's not that, Tom is in the equation. However, the second part is really more of what I wanted to touch on there because he's made this point in the chat before that Aspinall and Blades are 1-1 because of the first fight. How do you respond to that, Chase?
Well, when you first brought it up and you said, I agree with the first part, I was sitting here thinking, saying, I agree with the second part 100%. It was low-key an early stoppage. It was low-key an early stoppage in the second fight. I think Blades had a little more in him. He was getting up. He was standing up the entire, the ref might have been Herb Dean, whatever, diving for his life. You know how they do this shit, bro. So Tom Aspinall crying and doing this whole thing. Hello, John, doing all that after an early stoppage. Sure, Curtis Blades did win the first one off of injury, fluke or not. It is 1-1. I do agree. Many people will say the second one was convincing enough for Tom to not deserve a rematch, but in this case, it does make sense. And then I also want to make a point that I think the UFC, they get this image that it's kind of funny, like that Jones won't fight Tom. Like I know the UK fans are like brutally pissed off, but maybe it's just the American in me. It's like it's kind of funny that he's just not gonna fight him. Like he's just not gonna do it.
So that is an interesting component to it too. I referenced the legacy video that I had made. The point that I made in that video about why I do still think that there is potential for the fight to actually happen, even with all of this talk, is because John he's getting bothered by this talk. And because that was actually, I think so. I mean, he said it in the clip. He said that Tom, he tried to frame it that it was
fans.
Tom. His fans, exactly. That's I even said that in the legacy video. I had said that I think that the online chat, it's not Tom specifically, it's the conversation because John Jones has to be the best. If he is not the best, then everything around him crumbles. So,
well, I think also it's just like a little cheeky fun that like John won't fight Tom, and it's like it's funny because like how is he not just gonna fight the fucking interim belt? Like that's just not even how the sport should work. And if it did, like I think the UFC Dana Hunter, like I think they do just get like a little joy out of it. Like, oh, we're getting so many people riled up because it's like this WWE storyline. It's like, oh, is he gonna get the shot? Like he can't, he's just never gonna get it. He's gotta win so many matches. The managers are stepping in, like whatever you want to say. Like I think it's fun for them to see this, play out. And then if they do the Alex and Jones fight, which it makes no sense, like in the sport to be taken as a serious thing. It makes no sense at all.
Yeah,
but
no, you're right.
I think they will do it because it's kind of funny in a sense.
Yeah, and I very much agree with that assessment. I do think that the organization is playing into this narrative in their own way. You know what I mean? I think that that all of the talk is part of this equation. The rage it's what I talked about. I keep referencing my videos, but they're pertinent, so I apologize. But it's what I talked about in the MMA Guru video. Passion and rage are big motivators. People like controversy. They flock to drama. This is something that is boiling the blood of every Englishman on the planet right now.
Well, and see, I think another good point is like, what if, the end goal Okay. That comment is really funny.
I know.
What if
Shout out
the
to
end
Toby.
goal? What if the
Yeah.
next fight all along planned is, Tom and Jones, but it's like, the rage is selling. Why give up at this point? Like, you're doing so much for the money. If you just keep going with, I'm not gonna fight him, but Dana in the back room, he's sitting there and he's like, yeah, you're definitely fucking fighting him, brother. Like, so it's like I go back to the WWE thing. It's like it has to be so good you believe it, and if you believe it, like, that's all that matters. It doesn't have to be true. As long as we're eating it up that Tom Aspinall is not going to unify the belt. But if the sport is a real like market thing, not a entertainment business, we're going to see them unify the belts. Like, it's just not going to Tom isn't just or not Tom. John isn't just going to lay the belt down and walk off. Like, I don't think that's how this works. So,
Yeah, no, I mean, what Jones had said in the past, at least, and what I think is very, very much true, excuse me, what I think is very much true here is that he's playing all of this, he's playing his part. The organization is playing their part. And what this will come down to is if they can get enough fervor, which that there is, at least within the people who follow the sport. And I would suspect that it's probably spilling over just a little bit to the broader world. I don't know how much, because it's John Jones and he is like one of the figures in the sport that does somewhat transcend it. I would say that there's probably a little bit of an understanding of it from outside the hardcore community. This narrative, I think, would be enough that because John wants money. That's the end of the day. John sticks around for the paycheck when it comes to this one. So if they think that they can build the fight up to the point where it warrants giving John the 10 million that he wanted to fight Francis, or whatever, whatever his number is, if they can meet it, then they'll meet it, because the storyline, like you said, it's just too good to give up the ghost.
yeah, and I do believe at the end of the day they will fight. As much as I want to see Alex and John, the only way that happens is if one of them leave. Like, if they get out of the heavyweight division. If Poton goes up to heavyweight somehow and challenges Jones, I can see that happening over John leaving heavyweight to go back down to fight Poton. But
there's
I
no way John's
believe
going back down. He's staying at heavyweight. I don't
no,
think
I mean, that's what he was saying against Jamal. He was like, I'm in a good place that I feel like I can compete at both,
I don't think he's going to do it, though. I think I think he would make anybody it's yet another thing where I think that even if he wanted to fight Jamal Hill, he would still be like, we're fighting in heavyweight. Get up there, big boy. You know that Jamal Hill can fight heavyweight if he wants to.
Yeah, true. And I agree with, Pubes. John's just a fat old man. Just a fat old man now. Yep. That's a good point. But
looked pretty lean in the promo pictures, though. He looked like he cut.
I agree, he did look pretty decent. Did you know, this is another thing that we can pull up. Did you know Gordon Ryan's going to be in his corner?
I did see that. Very interesting. I don't, I know what I know about Gordon Ryan. I mean, obviously a very decorated BJJ guy, but roided out to the teeth.
Yeah.
So, understandable why him and John are so close.
Yeah, I didn't not understand, but I didn't know too much about him, so I figured I'd bring it up. But another thing is that, John not taking Tom serious, getting offended by his fans a little. There's another clip in there that I don't know if you saw. There was a promotional video of Stipe where he calls John a bitch.
Yes, I've been hearing this talk about. I saw the meme, the one that was like bitch, and then it's I'll fight Stipe and
so there's a clip of John talking about that, and then there's another one where John explains maybe it's the same thing.
Could be. Let's see here. I got it for you. But yeah, there you go. Gordon Ryan and all of his flowing white hair, and John, brothers in juice. Let's see what we got here. All right, so this is John Jones talking about Stipe, calling him a bitch.
John's trying to sell a fight. That's all.
What? Oh yeah, I mean most definitely, right? Stipe is also like one of the most respectful guys out there too. I mean, like Stipe can barely talk to begin with. Come on, he's not out here like fucking cutting promos.
What was your point? Yeah. What were you about to bring up before that?
Oh, I was just introing this. No, sorry. I was going to ask you if you knew where Stipe actually said that. Like, was it in an interview or like on a
It was the
Jack's
UFC.
on or
I think
something?
it was embedded. I think it was embedded.
Oh, it was on embedded. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. I was just curious if there was like
Yeah.
more context to it or something like that.
Yeah, I want to believe it was on embedded.
Okay, all right. Well, then there you go. So let's see what Mr. Jones has to say about that very, very hurtful comment. That is fucking hilarious, bro. Jesus Christ. All right, here we go. John Jones.
At the end, Stipe tells me to bring it on. Bring it on. And I didn't think it was necessary. This is the fight game. If he thinks I'm he has to back that up now. I'm sure that's a lot of pressure. He has to back that up. And we'll see. We'll see who the is on Saturday night. Simple as that.
I just want to say first.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, pussy, are you still there? Like,
Yeah.
like out of all the things, like, bitch is where you want to draw the line. It's like John, do you know who you are right now? Like, different personalities going on here with him. Like, Jesus Christ.
Could you imagine a fighter who actually was a shit talker going up against John? I didn't even really put that together until I just said that out loud. But think about that aspect of it. You've got Stipe Miocic, who can't talk, but even if he could, was not going to say anything overly negative. And then the other guy next in line is Tom Aspinall, who is
Hello,
the
John.
most polite. Yeah, exactly. Hello, John. And then the third person in line is a dude who does not speak a word of English. And he's not going to talk. He's a very respectful guy most of the time in and of himself. Think about what would happen if John Jones went up against think about John Jones going up against Colby Covington. What that would be like. I mean, obviously, you know it couldn't happen, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, there was a time where Izzy and John, they should have met, and John called him a pussy. And Izzy didn't do anything. So, I mean, if you want to, there wasn't, maybe people don't want to trash talk John because they know what the deal is,
And to that point, I did see this. Let me find it again here. But you did send as well, speaking of Mr. Adesanya, who has been
good, fucking nice.
Yeah, I was just to intro this just a little bit. I was just saying that Izzy, I guess, is on a live stream here or on maybe on his YouTube channel. But I was going to say has been pretty quiet lately in the grand scheme of things after his last loss. So, it's interesting. Israel Adesanya is an interesting character in this sport to me in general. So seeing him a little bit humbled with the mentality that he once had is just an interesting element right now. But so Israel Adesanya had some opinions about who was going to win this fight between John Jones and Stipe Miocic.
I'm going to pick John Jones. I'm going to pick it by maybe first 2 rounds. He's going to finish him. But again, this is fighting. Shit happens. It could just be zigzag, boom. If Stipe gets it done, it will be the biggest upset in UFC history.
He watched last week's fights.
And that should be motivation enough for him to want to get it done. Yeah, I'm going to go John Jones within the first 2 rounds. I don't know if it's going to be knockout or submission, but I feel like John might try and enjoy this and soak this up. I don't think he's going to get it over quick. But again, it's up to Stipe to halt those ideas. But I just think John Jones is going to get it done. I think he's going to get it done in crazy fashion just to seal it off, possibly. So yeah, that's my official pick. And we're done.
So yeah, I mean, really, I having not seen that before just now, that is literally to a T what I had said on the show on Monday. So, yeah, I mean, interesting hearing it from him for sure.
There's one other clip. Yeah, dude, I like that breakdown from Izzy, even though he's just sitting there saying the same thing. But there's one more where John explains the Stipe beef. That is a different clip.
Yes, got you. I do have that as well.
We'll see what this one's about too.
All right.
Yeah, it sucks that nobody's actually, it's crazy to me that we watch the professional fighters and their takes, and what do they know more than us apparently, because they be given the same responses and they be wrong as fuck. Like, and listen, and that's another thing, talking about the watch alongs. I love watching the fighters like Volk. When you see his like reactions, it's like he's just sitting on his couch just like me, like that. Sure. He just like me watching the fights, and he's getting excited and yelling and stuff. It's like that's the aspect that you need to bring to the watch-alongs, type
Yeah,
deal.
well,
So
and to that point, one of my favorite memes, or at least one that resonates with me greatly, is the meme that says, when the commentary team says the exact thing that I just said a second earlier, and it's the guy in, like the crystal ball, the mystic wizard. Oh yeah, that one too. Yeah, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is that one. There's a version of that as well. So yeah, absolutely. No, and that's why we are the pros, and that's why everybody needs to make sure that they are subscribed to the channels, both of our channels, and make sure that you're liking the stream.
before we
Anyway,
watch the clip, I
sure.
just really want to laugh at this line. It won't be the biggest upset in UFC history. It will always be Pena over that gay Brazilian chick.
God damn it, Rick Allen. Jesus Christ. This dude, Chase, because we do separate watch-alongs, I feel like you don't always get the full extent of the Rick Allen experience. You're getting it firsthand here now.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was a good one. Okay, we can play the clip now.
All right, roll the clip here. This is John Jones explaining the beef with Stipe Miocic.
Stipe Miocic called you a bitch, and you put on that story, he said you didn't need the disrespect.
Bring it on.
See, the disrespect, you calling me a bitch, Stipe. The disrespect didn't have to happen.
Is it still personal to you, or do you accept his apology going into the fight?
I accept his apology, but at the end of the day, I don't think it was sincere at all.
He took some disrespect towards you. Do you think that's going to play into the fight?
Maybe, I don't care. He literally was telling people he's going to beat my ass, so what am I supposed to say? Oh my God, no.
He's like, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings or whatnot. There was another time, a few months ago, where he mentioned, at least my kids will never look at me as an asshole. And he was talking about me and my relationship with my children. I realized that everyone loves Stipe. He's a nice guy. He's a firefighter. Initially, I didn't want to go there with him and have bad blood, but I don't care about him at all. I have no reason to have any type of mercy or sympathy.
I mean, he was literally telling me he's going to beat my ass, so I don't know how. That's it. Just bring it on, bitch.
I will remember what he said when I'm punching him in the face, though.
So it is personal. Stipe.
Yeah, so I mean, look, this is of course obviously fight selling shit, but I mean, yeah, like to have that. Stipe's reaction really says it all. Yeah,
we're gonna totally bring it on, bitch. Like
we're going to fight each other. Like, what was I supposed to fucking say? I mean, this is this whole yeah.
Well,
fine.
When I kind of felt like this was like an Islam moment from John. I know John's probably just like playing it up, but it was just like a. Did you not understand? Like, bitch is just like what you say. Like, it doesn't mean he's calling you a bit. But I will say it's interesting. The next line, which I thought was funny, is like John was talking about. He's like, I heard Stipe say that at least my kids will never look at me as an asshole or whatever. I'm like, that's kind of a killer line by Stipe. If
fucking
he did
base,
say it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, we were just I was on the MMA Guru stream, the video that came out or whatever, where I broke that down, talking about Amy Kaplan, who is a reporter. She actually had gotten into it with John Jones at some point, basically saying, like, John, your children, like, they see this from you, and that's the kind of stuff that leads to them being in their own abusive relationships and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, that cut. Like, she didn't say it like as a burn, but there's a burn in there for sure. I mean, facts are burnable enough when you are John fucking Jones and act the way you do.
It's unfortunately telling when you're 37 years old and people still respond to your. I don't know if pettiness is what the word is, but when they just respond to you in a way that they're letting you know that you are gonna be unhappy, and it's just what you've done to yourself. I can't change your mind. I can't be mad myself. I can't be angry. I'm not gonna lash out, but I will let you know that someone's gonna look at this and they're gonna think you're a piece of shit, man. And it might it might just be the person you need to like you.
So, I have this question now. I'm going to ask you this, and know that I'm asking you this. Just, it's not a loaded question at all. So answer it, however you see fit. But what do you think about the perception of John Jones in general, knowing what you know about him? Like, because this is something that to me is very perplexing. Is that you have a lot of people that are just so readily willing to overlook the spousal abuse. I mean, that's the one that sticks out the most to me personally, because I mean, like, look, like. There are a lot, everything, all of the things. I don't have to say the things, but when it comes down to assaulting your spouse, that to me is, I think, a bridge too far, even when it's like, yeah, but he's still the greatest fighter in the sport. Like, so what? I mean, like, do you think that there's like just a like? How do you think people rationalize it, or what's your assessment of it? I guess.
I don't think people rationalize it in the way that I do, because I personally believe these guys are in the fight business for a reason. Like, these are not people that you can work. Like, you could just not see them at McDonald's. They're gonna kill the customers. Like, they are not. They're not the ones that you should just like have out on the streets getting regular jobs. Like, they have to get paid for fighting, because like that's what they got to use, that natural built up aggression or something. I don't know what the case is, but I give John the benefit of the doubt for that reason. Like, well, he's a professional fighter. Of course, he's going to be a deranged, human. Like, he gets punched for a living kind of deal. But that's not the case for all of them. That's just John. And then I also think, for me personally, I buy into John's like story sometimes. Like, there's this one clip of an interviewer asking John, like, are you a good guy who's trying to be bad, or are you a bad guy that's trying to be good? And like, I actually believe John. Like, he sat there and thought back, and I believed, honestly, he thought like, I am a bad guy trying to be good. Like, and when I believe that, I'm like, he is a fighter. Like, again, they don't come up from the easiest situations. This is why they choose this sport. And if he is, in his heart, he believes that he's the bad person, but he is trying to be good. Like, I don't know. I think, with all that said, the situation, the context, the upbringing, like, listen, one of the youngest UFC champs ever. Like, you don't get that without having yes, the youngest. You don't get that without having some excruciating circumstances coming into it. Like, he didn't just show up and he was just the best. Like, he had to.
But I mean, he really did it. Okay, I don't know. I mean, the perceptional.
Look at the Rose situation. I think is good context for that. It's like,
yeah, but he didn't have any of that though. He didn't have any of that. His dad was a preacher. He grew up great. Both of his brothers are professional.
But listen, just because somebody grows up with the environment that is better, I mean, it is all interpersonal. John clearly is missing something on the way up. Like, you can have a bad situation, or you can have a bad relationship, whether the money's there or the money's not. Like, and it goes both ways. You can be happy without it and be happy with it.
No, yeah, you're right about that.
I think fundamentally there was something missing for John. He filled the void with fighting. It clearly has become that's just like who he is. Obviously, he's done this for his whole fucking life, more than he's done anything else. And it's just hard for me to point blame and be like, that's a shit person for the situation that he had to adapt to and like make work. I don't know. Went on a long rant for not really.
No. Yeah, I'm with you. And like I said, that it's how you view it. So it's fine. But the only thing I would counter to any of that is if that is the case with it, it just bothers me that he pretends like that he is the trying to be good part of that is him putting on this two-faced act. He always falls back on the religion, my prayer warriors, the Christ soldiers, this type of shit. I'm just like, just be real,
my Lord
John.
And Savior. Jesus Christ.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. So like, it's like, I really do think that DC said it best in the clip, in that clip you referenced earlier, the are you there pussy clip. He's like, it's amazing to me how you can be one guy in front of the cameras and so fake. Exactly. It's so true. So well, fair enough then. Little sidetrack on what all the other stuff that we were going, the paths that we were going down there. But yeah, this beef is dumb. This fight is ridiculous. What else? I mean, is there any other stuff from this that you wanted to get into?
No, actually, there's one more clip, not about John, but we can this clip we can go into the next topic and maybe do a little research session. Let's see what the chat thinks about it. So this next clip is the newest clip of Nick Diaz.
Oh, is this is newer than the one that had been going around earlier?
No, not the newest. This is just that original clip.
This is that one. Got you. Okay.
I assume this is the one that stemmed it. I don't know. There may be some replies under it that are important. I don't know. But
okay.
Yeah, we can go ahead and whatever happened there. We can go ahead and watch this first, and then I want to say what I want to say first, so you guys understand.
Absolutely.
But also, go ahead and play. Go ahead and play.
Yes. Just to intro it briefly, this apparently is this is from certain accounts at least, this is Nick Diaz out and about.
Nick,
What? What are you doing?
are you okay?
What's that for?
Are you all right?
Yes.
Okay. Let me start by saying
Mhm.
I maybe was wrong. I know I was questioning it, and I was questioning it mainly because the last time we've seen Nick Diaz, he was a lot bigger. Okay, that was the main thing. But now I look at this picture, I look at the hairline. Okay, this isn't just a normal bum. Like this dude's got a haircut. It does kind of look like Nick Diaz, and
Well,
the
and also to set
voice.
this up too is that we had talked a little bit off stream. This clip had come out a day or two ago, and we couldn't confirm or deny the validity of it, if this is actually him or not. There was a lot of speculation whether it was a lookalike or if it was actually him. But so
Yeah,
Chase
and
is saying that he
so
thinks it is, and I would tend to
now
agree.
that I
Based,
heard the voice,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's that. I mean, it could just be a normal white guy. Like I don't know, like, but it does sound just like Nick Diaz would, and but the weight is definitely a factor. And he's been rocking a beard for a little bit. Maybe this is like extremely old. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe this is super old somehow, and
so
like this is the girlfriend trying to throw dirt on him. Like y'all remember
right.
this clip? Like this is brand new, but it's really not.
So two things with this. So yeah, one is that the girl, at least as far as I've been able to tell it's the account of his girlfriend, posted on Instagram, insinuating that Nick is going through some addiction problems. That is also a little bit hard to full on verified, but from everything that I have seen, it seems to be legit. And then the reason that I want to bridge that to this is that A, you are hearing a woman's voice in here, and B, the way that this person responds to her calling out Nick, it wasn't
He
like
knows.
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, because if it was some random person with mental problems or something like that, just responding to anything, it would not be like that. It was this was, hey Nick, yeah, I'm Nick. What? So
No, yeah,
yeah,
so that's my point. Is this was I think this was the girlfriend. She took this a while ago. This doesn't look like current Nick.
oh
This
jeez,
one does not look like current Nick. Two, yes, female driving, probably the girlfriend. Calls out to Nick. He responds. They know each other. I'm what? Like I'm busy. Like arguing like a married couple type deal. I think this is an old clip. I think the girlfriend is mad and she threw this out there like, oh, trying to get some, trying to throw some dirt on Nick. Like, well, this is who's in the UFC, but this is like 7 years ago when he was battling or whatever.
yeah. Let's. I'm going to do a little bit of digging here in just a second, but I did want to touch on what Toby just threw there in the chat. The girlfriend that you're talking about is actually Nate's childhood girlfriend. She actually did end up ultimately taking her life.
Oh
So
shit.
yeah, that's yeah. So just for sake of accuracy there. So different
Yeah.
circumstances. So okay, so let's do a little bit of research here because so that's the clip. To see if we can actually bring up anything about this situation.
I just want to make a quick note because it was kind
Please,
of
go ahead.
funny on the Twitter before you went away. The trending Jamal Hill was on there, so I think it worked. John Jones, he did his thing.
Let's go, John. Hi, John.
Yeah, hello, John.
So
Oh, and to go
okay.
back to something else earlier, just because
Yeah.
the biggest upset in UFC history is going to be fucking Paul Craig if that magically happens.
Oh man, the hatred of Paul Craig runs so deep, or the lack of belief, I guess, is a better way to put it. But
That's actually what it is. Is like I just
yeah.
don't see it possible.
So okay, let's see what this art. This is from MMA Weekly, reputable source, I would say. Nick Diaz's apparent bizarre behavior has caught the attention of his girlfriend, who is incredibly concerned for the MMA legend. The Stockton native is a true fan favorite for the older generation of followers. Yes, we know that. though he never. Yeah, okay, right. We know who he is. Now things look like they've taken a turn for the worst. I mean, this is actually not
wait.
really.
Oh, so hold on. UFC star is considered a suspect after police were alerted to a fire alarm at a local YMCA in his hometown.
Maybe that's what that
Diaz was
was.
later detained for questioning as video surfaced of him lighting a fire outside the building in question. Okay.
All right.
The video clearly shows a man resembling Nick Diaz lighting a fire before a woman shouts his name and they have a brief exchange.
And yeah.
So
here we go. News clip though.
Okay.
Stand by.
Diaz is currently detained for questioning. Really? Oh. Wow. Many doubted that it was Nick
Diaz.
Damn.
Bro. That's a fire.
Oh, he's like actually trying to burn the place down?
Bro, look at that. Oh, you're not seeing. Oh,
yeah.
Shit,
no, you're fine. Yeah, I thought it was loading or something.
No,
you're fine.
No. Shoot. There was. Sorry about that. There's something. Something was up with the.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. All right, let's go.
My bad. Let's start this over. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
Tony Salazar is live near
West
little bit
of a preview for you.
Center Street with this local news that matters. Tony, the images coming from this fire have been truly amazing. Right. What else can you tell us?
Yeah, Melanie and Richard.
God damn!
Why does that name ring a bell? Holy shit, Tony Salazar.
And this fire continues to burn well over 3 hours later. As I move out the way, this is what's currently burning now. You see, this is on the side of the building on a park street here.
The roof is on fire.
Flames, and it's really busting out these windows, and you're hearing little bits. I don't know if you can hear it through the microphone, but little bits and pieces of the window just falling. Now, earlier in this in the 7 a.m. hour, we were showing you.
That is legit arson.
Now we're on the side of it. It seems like this is where this fire continues to burn, and the roof of it has already collapsed. And so this is a vacant 3-story building here. Firefighters say there is nothing worth saving inside, given its size of this fire. So they're going to let it burn while continue to put water on it. But this is not their first time crews have been out here for a fire.
Okay, first I want to know. Don't go out of this. Don't click it away. Go back. Hold on. Let's see if that comment is still there. The comment says, "No, I think Diaz is in Vegas. Hopefully he's not involved. Somehow that would be a wild way to cancel a fight. Nick Diaz out to being in prison for a few years."
God damn, that is funny. Glad you got that.
But no, like, I mean, if you go back to like the article, not the video, like actually to like the article and stuff. I mean it, or where the tweet says, how he's being held for questioning. If this is true and they do, like, he dead ass is going to prison for arson. Like, what the hell? He just.
Yeah, I mean that if he.
I think maybe you have to hurt somebody for that to be the case. Like, I don't think you can just go around burning buildings.
No. Like, yeah, no, absolutely not. No, and that was going to be my point too. I mean, all joking aside,
down a little bit.
Yeah, we'll do. But all joking aside, I mean, it's very fortunate that happened at an abandoned building. I mean, that could be legitimate losses of lives there. So, let's just be real about that part of it. But anyway, so okay, and this is the image. Yeah, this is the image that was going around, and apparently this is verified to be his girlfriend. This K209 looks like Instagram. But she says, drug addiction doesn't last forever. You either find sobriety or it takes your life. All right.
Keep scrolling back down, see if there's anything else.
I believe that's. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, there is more.
Okay. Another crazy addition in the news is less than 1 May. Okay, disappointing showing against Robbie Lawler. Whatever. He's all set to. Okay. As the parasol, it's unclear if recent event. Well, okay. So the main point takeaway, he's wanted for questioning, detained by the police. And there is a fire in a burning building.
Fires don't just start themselves generally.
There is also a video of him and quote unquote trying to start a fire is also part of the story there. A fire alarm was pulled by a suspect. At least that's what this article says here. And all of those seem like some pretty damning evidence.
So based on that,
watch the video on mute one more time.
The fire one, or no, this one?
That one on mute. I just want to see if he's got ink on his hands.
Yes, sir.
That's a fire alarm thing for those in the chat that don't know.
Oh, is that? I didn't. I actually didn't know that. Is that what that little bar is that breaks when in the middle there, like when you pull
Yeah,
it? Like, oh, I did
yeah.
not know that had ink in it.
That's how
Okay.
they catch you.
Aha, interesting. Okay, so let's see here.
Let's see a video of Nick Diaz by his subject trying to light her. Okay, so this would be presumably before the fire, so I guess he wouldn't have the
Yeah, I
fucking.
would say so.
But would you really say okay?
Hands look clean at that point, but like you said, I mean,
But
this would be before he actually
yeah,
pulled.
but I'm sitting here thinking like, would you be able to light a piece of grass and start a fucking building fire?
Well,
Like,
I wanted to actually.
would somebody not be driving? Would they just leave him lighting a fire right
What
here?
is he actually trying to set on fire, though? Is it actually the grass, or is it something behind the
That's
grass?
actually true. Maybe he's. I don't know, man. That's
I mean,
weird.
something sparks up right there. I mean, whatever it is, maybe it was just a weird piece of something, but it's hard to tell. Camera kind of shakes there. Yeah,
But
I don't know.
it is interesting to
mean,
note
dude,
also that
look,
they said that the fire alarm was pulled at a local YMCA around 3 a.m. or something is what the thing said.
That's a good
And
point too. So if it was
but this
pulled at the
is
YMCA,
not
and it wasn't at the building where it actually happened.
this is an abandoned building. Exactly.
Right.
So
And
maybe that was just somebody or maybe he walked there and then pulled it like you know.
I mean, and based on like
Who
exactly
are we?
what you
know, we're not the fucking PDs.
But like you said earlier, man, and bad pun unintended, I swear, but this is a whole lot of smoke for there not to be any fire. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like you have a guy lighting a thing on fire, obviously in some sort of distressed state. You have a building in Stockton going up in flames relatively in the same amount of time. You have his girlfriend on Instagram saying that he's going through the throes of addiction. This is a whole lot of incrimination to all be a very, very, very cosmic coincidence.
Yeah,
I
would say probable cause. You know, like I mean,
probable cause is fucking the whatever he's on. I would think. No, you're right. Hey, that's not the law, though. That's not the law. You're right.
You know, like
guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah,
there you go. That one.
I was gonna say innocent until proven guilty, but like I mean, you look pretty. The evidence looks pretty damning that you set a building on fire.
Of course, yeah. We should stress that this is all alleged. You know, obviously we don't know the truth.
And like you know, you hear the wives' tale all the time, like, you know, don't throw lit cigarettes out the window or whatever. Who knows? Maybe he was smoking something, and then that's what happened. Maybe he was trying to light a fire here and it didn't work, and then he accidentally lit one with the cigarette that he threw. You know, like anything. Who knows? This is really life. Anything can happen.
And that's honestly why I really am ultimately interested in what he actually is trying to light on fire, because like, I mean, that's kind of, this is pure speculation, so please take it exactly as that, but that does seem to be a slightly large flame, and if you know anything about freebasing, you know that you need a larger flame to achieve that. Again, that is complete speculation. I'm just saying.
Let's see.
It's hard, like, I mean, but you can see that it's jumping. Like think about, like, I wish I had it's been a while since I smoked cigarettes, but I wish I had a lighter here just to like show you what a normal flame looks like compared to that. But like they call them crack lighters, like the ones where they're like the clear ones, the skinnier clear ones. You can see the amount of liquid inside of them. You can break the metal off if you want to. You can fucking like get those flames up super fucking high. So they call them crack lighters for that exact reason. You know, I mean, again, I'm from Florida. This is, you know, maybe it's more common here. Yeah, but, you know, Ohio, you probably know something about this. Not personally.
I typed in Nick Diaz on Twitter, and the Joe Rogan podcast came up. They have an article. Here, I'll send it to you. I'm looking.
Please send that over to me. And also, the one thing too that I wanted to do while you're doing that is I also wanted to see if we could find anything about the actual arrest.
That's what I'm hoping this one maybe says.
Okay, yeah, maybe it will. That's from 2018. So I mean, yeah, felony arrest for domestic violence. I did not know that was on his record. That's something to file away in the back of your mind, perhaps. But let's see here.
This is interesting. Several fighters offered their services with Diaz With Diaz being one, however, fans were left seething after. But what? Hold on. Okay, wait. This is interesting. Cameo is an app which fans can buy personalized messages from their favorite celebrities. Okay, while it more often than not being used for people to receive personalized birthday messages. Several fighters offer their services on the app, with Diaz being one of them. However, fans were left seething after buying personalized cameos and receiving blank video responses.
Really?
One fan left the following review after the 41-year-old sent a 3-second video back of a black screen and him speaking in the
screen
background.
share? Let me see if I can.
I
can
sent it
stop
in
share.
the.
Oh, this
I
is
sent it in
you
the
sent.
thing,
Oh,
yeah.
my bad. Okay, let me get this up here.
Yeah.
Is this from? This is recent? Let's see here.
This is with the
Put this in a different.
November
chat.
10th, Sunday.
Yeah.
You got to scroll down a little bit. I'll show
Yes,
you.
got you. Yeah. Oh,
Not that one.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Yep, that's the video.
Yes. Here.
Faceless cameos. Here we go. And then at the bottom, I was just getting, are you kidding me? A 3-second video of a black screen talking in the background. Get off the drugs, Nick. Kids look up to you. What a disgrace. Video for a 14-year-old birthday to a kid who absolutely idolizes you. This is what you give them. Absolute ripoff.
That is, man, that's tough. That's some tough shit. And some real shit right there too. I mean, and I mean, good. To this person's point, now I wish that they had actually posted the video itself. If they're saying that he was talking in the background, how did he sound? Because she's insinuating some drug use. Sometimes you can pretty well tell how, that there's something going on from how a person speaks. And in fact, I would say that that's one of the more apparent signs of that type of thing. So,
yeah, I'm looking in the comments. I don't see anything. Let's see. What is this account?
Let me go back to the thing here. Just because I mean, I'm not really seeing anything. Oh, right, yeah, that was Casey Kenny's arrest. Yeah, I talked about that a little while ago. July. I mean, that's
Nick Diaz, bizarre behavior, and his girlfriend's plea for help. This is MMA Weekly. Is that the one we were already on?
Yes, yeah, that was the one that
okay,
we were on. Why am I not able to find anything like about Nick specifically? Yeah, this looks like it's almost the only article that I'm finding about it. That's very weird.
No, that's got to be wrong because we were just on.
I know it has to be.
Well, I guess it wasn't dedicated directly to him though.
I mean, I'm spelling everything correctly. You're seeing what I'm seeing here. Past week.
Yeah.
Yeah, very weird.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so let's find out. Let's see. I don't believe this is true, but let's double check.
Everything else.
No, it's still on there. Somebody on Twitter was saying the fight scheduled at 3:10 has been removed, but I'm on ESPN and it still shows that the fight is still on.
Is it still
on? I think Google? That's just that's something that Ruben Carter just posted, and that's normally just fake shit.
Yeah, of course, Ruben Carter. Yeah, no, I mean still on still on Google, still on ESPN. So as of right now, let's look at do they have any promo pictures of him like recently? Probably not.
I'll send it on Twitter. Let's see.
Oh, let's go.
2 vids. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Deadly Pubes. Oh yeah, he wasn't sending blank messages with a blank screen. There's 2 vids of on YouTube I saw. It wasn't him talking. It was a group of people in the background. I'm trying to find it. Found it also.
Oh, thank you. Yo, sorry. We were a little bit.
Yeah, dude. I
froze there, bro.
You for a minute. Fuck my man.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Toby. Apologies.
Oh, here's okay. The MMA Fish. I just posted my new video on the rumors of Nick Diaz's alleged drug abuse. Go check it out. I'm watching it right now.
Well, I mean, we want
to
see
what he's got to say.
We can bring it up.
Well, it's 9 minutes. I mean, I didn't want to.
I mean, well, all right. Yeah, can you send me what Toby sent?
I think he's gonna send it to you.
Oh, this is okay. This is the video that you were just talking about. All right.
Yeah, this is a 67 subscriber page. I mean, he might love the exposure, but he's breaking down the abuse and scamming his fans.
I mean, I don't know if there's anything new to be gleaned from it.
Yeah.
But, perhaps.
We don't. I mean, that's what I was saying. I was trying to flip through it a little bit.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Well, while we're waiting on that, I mean,
Oh, actually, oh wait, hold on. Actually, what we can do? Hold on.
I'm just kind of scrolling through this a little bit, and I'm just.
We can go to the Cameo reviews. Hold on.
Yeah, I guess so. That's a good point. Cameo.
Let's see. Yeah, how do I fucking
there you
find
go.
this?
I got it.
Bro, I'm old. I don't know how to tag. Yeah, tag instead. Okay. Let's see. Where's review? Click reviews. Yeah, he's got 28 of them.
Well, and I mean, let's see just what a normal, quote unquote, normal one looks like.
Yeah.
Yo, hey, what's up, man? Just want to give you a shout.
I mean, okay. Sounds pretty okay there.
Yeah. Jiu-jitsu.
This is normal.
Track and field. Swim, bike, run. I try to get out on an hour. I try to get out and swim for an hour. I try to get out and run for an hour. You could get out and run for 20 minutes, but just as long as you're out there for an
hour. I just wanted to see when that was posted.
That's how it's usually gonna go. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's all about trying to make a good time out of it.
Thinner there.
Hope you the best. Best of luck. Take care.
I mean,
but it seems like a competent.
Yeah, right.
Cameo,
yeah,
like,
and certainly a relative version of himself. I mean, nothing out like that that wouldn't have jumped out at me as like, oh, he looks off or anything.
Yeah. Let's see. Go up. If you scroll up, you can.
I just love that though too. Looking at this average video length 11 seconds. Hey, how's it going? Bye.
So wait a minute. He just did one.
That's 10 days ago.
I mean, that's still pretty recent though. So hold on. Can we see?
I
guess we can't see.
Oh, reviews.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Whoa. Yo, good call.
Oh wow.
Scam. Nick Diaz is a scammer. Sent a 3 cent. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, and you can see it. Okay.
39% 1-star reviews. Scam. Nick Diaz is a scammer. Sent a 3-second black video with static in the back. What a loser. Don't go on this website if you don't want to do it and just use people for their money. Weirdo. Tried to do something nice for a loved one and spent way too much money on this weirdo man.
Yeah.
Well written. And actually you can see it.
Yeah. No? Is it?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, are you not seeing? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I can't see it. Yeah.
Here it is. You didn't miss much.
Okay.
That is literally it. 3 seconds of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep going. Let's see some more reviews.
Yes, yeah,
I mean, 39% of the reviews are saying this is not.
Oh, this is
good.
yeah. No, I am glad you caught this. This is fucking. This is something. All right, back to it here.
Because I mean, this is 39% saying this is shit, and this was a very recent, October.
Sure.
These
yeah.
are
This is okay. Yeah. That one was that was the one that was 10 days ago.
Yes. So maybe it is starting to. I mean, listen, he's.
Oh, what?
I mean, it seems like it is starting to add up. Like maybe he is just like.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would look. Hey, this is you're just now getting convinced. I mean, I was, I'm well in the camp of convinced at this point.
I think that the timing of it is what's convincing me. It's like, okay, if this was like 2 years ago and he's just fucking around sending black screens, okay, whatever.
Sure.
But like 10 days ago, it's like people are like, yo, this is a fucking scam. What the hell? I was like,
so that was one. Oh, sorry, no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say because like you got to imagine. Like up until like recently, if this is the case, like he had to have been having a good upstanding with Cameo. Like you could see they were just like regular videos. Like there's no reason for that to be one star. Okay, so look right here.
Yeah, August. Yes, I was going to say and August gets a 5-star. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. And that is a hard jump too. So this is August. September. This is actually just over a month later. The next one starts the 1-star. So let's see what he sounded like in August.
He looks skinny, man.
Oh, yo, Lisa.
Yeah.
Make sure you take it easy after you have some kind of an operation. Okay. Yeah, you got to be careful with that stuff. And
see his eyes look kind of dark.
He sounds.
Jumping jacks are good. Or you know what? If you could find somebody who has a VersaClimber, my boy, he had one of those, and. That's probably an easy workout. Just get on, get off,
and
then you can tell everybody you got on VersaClimber.
It's kind of wild too because he's always been kind of the at least known as the Diaz brother that sort of spoke better. He was a little bit more articulate than Nate. So yeah,
it's not a good look. Well, keep scrolling actually on the reviews. Let's see if that's just an older person. I just want to see if that's an older person just spamming the same review. Like, oh, I've got a 3-second because like if you notice the one above it, go back.
Yes.
Go back up. It's 3-second video with the black screen. The other one above it, it's like 3-second video with a black screen. You can tell it's a different video on that one though.
Well, that's what I wanted to play this one too, just to see what this one was like. So here we go on this. Leave me a second to cue it up here. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, definitely two different experiences that people got.
Put it lightly.
So okay, let's keep going on the reviews. Okay, let's see what else we got. We can watch the other ones.
So I mean, we can if you want. I mean,
so he sent 2 on the same day for her, and
to the same person. Yes.
But okay, let's watch that one.
Oh, you want the second one?
Yeah, I want. It's a different video. So
it is. Yeah. Okay. Let's take
check.
a look at it. Sure.
Got scammed, delivered empty, no text, no visual.
Just right into it next after that. But here we go on this one.
I listened to a lot of different things when I work out. I don't know. It's a good one. Hey, you know what? Maybe you should try. What's his name? Oh man, I can't remember. Bob Seger.
This also ain't it, honestly. I mean,
listen. What this is looking like is he's trying to like pick up chicks. Like this is what this video is like. Kind of, I think he's like trying to sauce up because like none of the other ones, the other people are just getting black screens, but this random chick, she's giving 5-star reviews to the cameos. What about the ones we don't see? They're sitting here talking about music and stuff. I don't know.
It sounded like that he was responding to what do you listen to when you work out, or what should I listen to when I work out?
But
I guess. But I mean, I don't
know. He seems like he's going a little too long-winded for it. For less than everybody else who's anonymous is getting.
He wasn't long-winded at all. He couldn't remember what the fuck he was trying to say.
But he couldn't get the thought out. To be, let's see. Keep going. Got scammed by them. Delivered empty video, no text, no visual. Okay, that was June. Scamming back then. So okay, we're getting fine. Okay, and then here's Lesla again.
So, yeah.
He's got one key fucking person.
Yeah, he's got one client that one cameo.
And that's what I'm saying. I think this is like a thing.
7 seconds. Yeah. I see. You're establishing a pattern of fraud basically here is what you're. Yeah. We might be uncovering the Nick Diaz fraud before he actually was defrauding actual people. This is like his version of a pump and dump.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hear this one.
Oh, hi, Lisa. I just wanted to tell you something nice. So
sounds pretty okay there.
Hi.
But yeah, nothing.
Oh, hi, Lisa. I just wanted to tell you something nice. So I'm here saying hi.
I'm telling you, bro. I don't know.
I think that you're onto something with that part of it. I don't know about him trying to rizz up chicks, but I mean, establishing a pattern of fraud seems pretty credible.
I think he's doing it back to establish that like this Lisa girl is gonna pay him for the fucking cameos. Like she's invested in it. Okay, hold on. This is a 1-star one.
Yeah, a 1-star one with him actually in it. Let's see what this is.
Yeah.
Hi, Mike. It's Nick. Just sending you my thoughts and stay strong. Keep fighting. Hi, Mike.
Bro.
Okay, that's kind of.
I mean, it's normal, but like, it's still. I mean, to pay $200 and something for that.
Yeah, true. Keep going. Goddamn, keep going. This is good. Oh, wait, hold on. This video was 8 seconds long and cut off mid-sentence. It was supposed to be one of the highlights for my son's party. Sadly, it was more of an embarrassment as everyone thought it was a practical joke. I emailed customer service to ask if the video could be re-recorded, but never heard back from them.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ. These stories are very kind of heartbreaking. Disheartening, heartbreaking.
It sucks too because like I thought this is a new pattern. This is like a new thing. Like he's on on something and now he's gonna start scamming people and like blah 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 blah. But like I can let me before you play this one, I can understand also with that last video. That last video getting 1 star. I think that's what you should expect from a Nick Diaz cameo. I'm just hanging out in my house, making eggs. Have a good day. I hope you stay safe. Like that 1-star one, I think that was one of the fluke ones. Like this right here, I bet this is a normal video that Nick Diaz, like I would expect as a cameo for Nick Diaz, is just him being like, hey, I'm a normal dude. I'm doing normal stuff. What would you want me to say? Like he's just he's at a gas station right now. What is he gonna say that I need to have 40 more seconds of, you know? Like
I mean,
you're paying for a cameo for Nick Diaz.
You could at least give it a shot, though. I mean,
well, listen,
I see it from both. I see what you're saying though, because it is Nick Diaz. So like, I do get where you're coming from with this, but it's like, I mean, again, $200+. We'll go back up to the top in a little bit here just to see what the actual price was. But let's hear it.
Hey, Adrian, happy 30th birthday. I hope you're doing well, training hard. Hey, Adrian, happy 30th birthday.
Like, listen.
I hope you're doing well, training hard.
Listen.
Sorry, I had to do it twice.
I think these 1-star ones are because they don't know what they're buying. Like they're expecting to get like a heartfelt message from Alexander Volkanovski type thing. Like like, you know, I would be paying $200 to hear something like inspirational from like fucking Michael Jordan on a cameo. It's like you're paying Nick Diaz for a cameo.
Sure.
Why are you expecting more than an 8-second clip of getting cut off in the mid sentence of him just being like, "Hey, happy birthday, man." All right, have a and like it cuts off.
I'm with you on that sentiment. Again, you know, it would be nice if for the amount of money if it was a little bit more effort either way. But I did want to mention, and this again could be completely off base, but just at least off of the initial like instinctual eye test, this background does kind of look similar to the background. I mean, maybe like a different place, but like not out of line for like where he was looking like he was at when he was allegedly setting the thing on fire. Just saying.
It would be ironic that he gets the perfect comment on the incriminating evidence video.
Hey, right? Joey, it's Nick. Just wanted to wish you happy Chad's birthday. Hey, Joey, it's Nick. Just wanted to wish you happy Chad's birthday.
I want to wish you a happy Chad's birthday.
This, I think they fucked him up. And I think the perfect is obviously sarcasm. They send him a cameo. They're like, "Hey, can you do a cameo? My name's Joey. I'm a Chad, and it's my birthday." Like,
what I think happened is a dude named Joey bought a cameo for his friend Chad. So he's saying, "Hey, Joey, happy Chad's birthday." That's my interpretation of it. I would not put it past him.
Yeah. So I mean, again,
here's a 2-star one.
Here's
slightly better.
Here's one that I accept the response for being a 2-star. Like this isn't a scam. This isn't like a misunderstanding of what you're buying type of deal. Like this is just like, I wish the name was clear. Added some personal stuff. Like it was only 6 seconds long. It's like, yeah, most of them are, but you understand like it could have been better, but it wasn't. 2 stars, whatever.
Sure. I know.
My kids won't even believe it's a video for them, you know? And like, Nick Diaz probably isn't like thinking like, oh, I'm giving the fucking family their fucking Christmas presents or whatever. He's just like, they asked a video for me. Hey, what's up, guys? Like, I don't know.
And like in his defense too, he might not even really fully grasp what this cameo thing kind of is. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, hey, record a video for this person. Hey, what's going on, guy? You know what I mean? Like, because that's just what he would do. So I do get that part of it.
And that's why I think with that Lisa girl, it's like, I think he thinks this is like a personal, like message type of thing. Like
you're sticking with the Riz.
Yeah. Like, I think he's like, they're paying him for personalized videos in that sense. Not like they're paying him to like give a centerpiece for like a birthday party or like an event. Like, hey, here's Nick Diaz introducing the fucking new product or something randomly. Like he's not under, there's a level to it beyond him just saying, hey, what's up, guys? How are you today? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he understands it as.
Sure. All right. Well, I mean, we got it queued up. Let's hear this 6-second one here.
Hey, Ethan, Chloe, congratulations on your training. And I wanted to tell you, be proud of being a Diaz. Hey, Ethan, Chloe.
I mean, It didn't seem that bad. I don't. Oh, hey, Ethan and Chloe. Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I don't know if I even really fully agree with that review. I mean, that if that was what the names were, I mean, I sort of understood it. At least that's what my ears heard. So, okay. I don't know, Chase. What do we make of all of this after all of everything that we now have in context? What's the takeaway here?
If I were to base it off of this, because look, he's getting 5 stars all.
This is back in 2023. Yeah.
It would look like, out of all the evidence, if I were to make a case of what I think is going on, it looks like something started going on, and it started with him scamming Cammy. Oh, here's another. Paid over $200 for this video. This is not what okay, so probably somebody not understanding. Oh, I can barely hear him. Yeah, because he's just fucking walking around a casino.
Looks like he's in a casino. Like, yeah, I was gonna say exactly. Looked like a casino. All right.
Which again, that's his fault for not understanding. You have to do, whatever.
Yeah, I think that we can probably basically call it after this one. But let's. I mean,
yeah, I've just been enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. Yeah, no, it's certainly. Yeah, we went down a rabbit hole I was not expecting. This is exactly why I wanted to look into this. But here it is.
Hey Diego.
17 seconds.
Make sure you do your push-ups. All right. Make sure you always have a clean gi. Train both too. Gi no gi.
I'm not even supposed to gi no gi.
Stay out of these. Don't gamble all your money away once you win it. All right. Take it from me.
Hey. See, but I will say, look right here.
Yep.
He's kind of fat. I know this is 2023, but he's got the weight here. He is walking around a casino with a gi. I don't.
Yeah. Well, here actually, I still have one of the other ones open. So here's that's for comparison.
Wow. Yeah.
You feel me?
On your training, and
so there's that.
But you can tell in the videos. I think we can objectively say that like the speech was like getting slowly worse. Like it was kind of getting worse. The thoughts were slowly like slipping away from him easier in the conversations. Best $10 I ever spent. Like, so I think it is safe to say that with all of that story being painted for us right there, and the knowledge that he is detained and furthering for questions, this is interesting. I mean, I think there might be a good 209 plus. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's starting at 209.
Yeah, whether it's a milestone, birthday, anniversary, long-awaited reunion. Actually, can you click that? I know he didn't write it. I just want to see the read more. I want to see what he specifically tells you he's going to give you. You'll have a chance to customize your request for Nick Diaz, like asking them to mention inside jokes, share words of wisdom, or work on their signature catchphrases. Don't be afraid to get creative with your request. Hey, Joey, thanks for Chad's birthday, whatever the fuck it was.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Especially for weddings, retirements, or bachelor or bachelorette parties. Okay, so maybe that's just like a set thing they come with.
Yeah, I think that's stock. I would say, but yeah. So I mean, I guess that's really the long and the short of this part of it. And yeah, I mean,
he's a Leo. We were born both in August. Good for him.
How about that? So yeah, I mean, I think that based on everything that we've seen here now, you're certainly seeing a little bit of a decline. Is he completely off of social media otherwise? Like he strikes me
just one on
Instagram. Type of guy that's okay. He does have an Instagram. Let's see what his Instagram's looking like.
Oh yeah, the girlfriend tagged it. Yeah, Nick Diaz too.
Right. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And and he's another one of these.
I mean, he just posted on the story, so that was less than 24 hours ago.
Let's see.
Click it. Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah.
8 hours ago. Wait a minute.
Are you seeing this? Okay. Cool.
Yeah, click the link.
Yeah. Click the link. Don't be scared, homie. Gloves. I mean,
that was 2 hours ago.
Yeah. How old is this one? This is from
October.
4 weeks ago. That's not really great for that. But I mean, in here it does look kind of thin, maybe kind of. I mean, yeah. Let's see.
Oh, okay. I might have stumbled on something.
Okay.
I think this is basically
Mail.
just going to reaffirm what we've said, I think, and what we basically went through.
I was trying to see if he like how he looked like in his face here. He does. I mean, he looks thinner, but you can tell obviously he's moving decently. I mean, obviously he's not fighting, of course. He's training,
And this
or
could be
more
old,
demonstrating.
this could be
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, it's true. All right, well, let's take a look at what you just sent over.
I actually don't think it's probably got anything that we don't know already. I think we've probably reached the end of this rabbit hole
and
for now, unfortunately.
yeah, and honestly, Daily Mail is a piece of shit fucking publication anyway. Like they have the most advertising I've ever seen on a website, and then have the nerve to have a no ad blocker. So suck my dick, Daily Mail. But
I did find something on Reddit, but I don't think this is no. This is 2 years ago.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's probably pretty much where this story ends for the time being. But, just to bring it back to the tweet that we had been looking at earlier in this, I mean, yeah, this is a very disturbing dealy for Mr. Diaz here. If any of this is actually true, I mean, it's hard to fully ascertain what is true and what is not. Everything that we've said is all alleged. We're just doing research. We don't know anything factual. We're not trying to make any legitimate claims one way or another. Toby in the chat says, "Going to dump your research here because it's 5 a.m. For YouTube predictions when." Oh, okay. This is for the event coming up. All right. Well, so anyway, then I guess that kind of puts an end to the stuff with Diaz for now, right? Got anything else to add in closing?
I think that is probably it. I'm looking at another article really quick, but again, I think it's. Let's see. Latest strange video intensifies scrutiny around Diaz's comeback. UFC to reconsider as December 7th date approaches. Eyes on Diaz camp. This situation raises important questions about fighter safety, responsibilities of promotion companies, and the complex relation between athletes and their public personas. It's an interesting way to go with this. While Diaz has always been known for his unconventional behavior, the recent incident seems to have crossed the line for many of his supporters. Again, this is probably just a different opinion of what we've already went over.
Rehashing,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
So,
all right. So I mean, look,
yeah,
we'll
that's
keep an
about
eye
it.
on this one and see if any more information comes out. It would be very interesting to hear if the organization themselves say anything.
Make a
Would definitely
statement,
keep an eye on Dana during the post-fight interview and all that kind of stuff. But that's it for right now on that.
Yeah,
hey,
I think
Toby, thank you so much for hanging with us, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's unfortunate that there's no more to that story because I think this is the most interesting thing going on right now. Like I want to know what's going on. If this is truly what the story is.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see when more information comes out. I don't think that there's any. I think you're probably just gonna end up spinning your wheels trying to find any more information.
Yeah.
Like MMA Press will have that. They'll be all over it when it comes out. So
true that.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess that is about it for that one. What else? Anything else that you wanted to go over tonight?
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Oh, actually, it's funny that I completely. Oh no, this is for 310. I'm looking at the wrong card. I was about to say this fight that I didn't even know was happening this weekend. But either way, no, I think it's really just. Again, it was good that we got on the stream and throughout another random night, we got some good stuff going.
I mean, this I think was absolutely fascinating. I think that this is certainly a story to keep an eye on that I honestly did not expect to go as deep as it was. And I mean, obviously there has been some reporting on the Cameo situation, but I don't know if anybody's really gone as deep as we just did to look through all of the actual individual videos and tweets and all that. I mean, our individual videos and comments as we have reviews. But so yeah, I mean, at least that was something kind of unexpected, at least as far as I'm concerned. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, I guess that we can probably put a pin in it for now. Thank you to everybody for hanging out with us. It's been fun. I enjoy doing these random ones. If you are new to this stream and just hanging out just watching along, feel free to comment stuff in the chat. We love talking to you guys. We'll chop it up on any of the subjects that you guys want to talk about when we do these in the future. And make sure that you like this stream. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, my channel at Yama Show here on YouTube, and also subscribe to my boy Chase Parton, that is at CP Smalls. We will be back after our individual watch-alongs. We each do watch-alongs separately. Hey, Clonky, thanks so much for chilling, man. Appreciate you, dude. But we do individual watch-alongs on our individual channels. Chase does his solo. I will generally be doing mine with my good buddy, the Vitz King. So if you are watching these events and want to stop by and say, hey, watch along with either one of us, pick your poison on that. There is a new video out on my channel currently about Rose Namajunas. We've been covering some somewhat darker topic in this one. Not as dark as the Rose situation, but if you're interested in some of the darker elements of Rose Namajunas' early life, check that out. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you don't. And Chase and myself also do a podcast called Last Week's Fights, where we will be going over all of the fights from the previous week. This week coming up will be UFC 309, Stipe Miocic versus John Jones. Big card coming up, so don't miss that one. That show generally starts at 9 o'clock. If it does not start at 9 o'clock, it will start later than that, and I will keep you updated on the start times on Twitter and Instagram at Yama Show. Chase, where can they find you on your socials?
Yeah, they can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/@CPSmalls, and on Twitter I'll be hanging out there on Twitter at Creative Parton, Partin.
There you go. So once again, appreciate everybody. Thanks very much for hanging with us tonight. We will see you in the next stream, and as always, everybody, fight on, y'all.
Game.